Hello and welcome to Mysteriousman's story part 1. I have to do this, otherwise it won't upload to YouTube, so I have to record it with the webcam. But I had an idea, so just enjoy the show. Hello YouTube, I am Robot GZ, and I am here for telling the story of Mysteriousman. You can't see the title, but it's there. So let's start this thing. Let's see. Mysteriousman story by me. Or Robot GZ, whatever you want to take it. 3,000 years ago, he was born on a planet that no one could step on, otherwise they would die, even if they had spacesuits on. Before Mysteriousman was born, his left eye got burnt, and got replaced with a robotic eye. And the right side of his body also got burnt, but got replaced with a reptilian body. And then he became Mysteriousman. Mysteriousman didn't want to rule the world alone, so he created a villain guild named the Death Riders. For this guild, he traveled across various dimensions to fight villains and some good guys and some good guys too, and take over the world. Mysteriousman went to Alabasta to get his first officer, which is going to be Mr. Zero Crocodile. On his way there, he faced countless of thugs, but he walked off without a single scratch. He finally got to Crocodile's casino and asked the guards to see Mr. Zero personally. Once he got in, Mysteriousman asked Mr. Zero if he wanted to join the Death Riders and take over the world. Mr. Zero said, "I'll join, by one condition. Help me take over Alabasta." Mysteriousman said with an evil smile, "How can I refuse such an offer like that?" Then they both started laughing evilly. After taking over Alabasta and making new enemies, Mr. Zero said, "Let's go." And Mysteriousman said, "Of course." Before they went to get their next recruit, Mysteriousman decided to get a very large ship, because he knew he was going to get a lot of recruits. So they got a very huge death pirate ship, which is, hold on, this. I know my artwork's not that great, but it's still good. Where were we? That could fit everyone. Yeah. The next recruit is Rob Lucci of CP9, and he is going to be the second officer and strategist of the Death Riders. Now, Rob Lucci was at Water 7, where he was working as a shipwright, as a disguise. There were less thugs at Water 7 than there were at Alabasta. Mysteriousman told Mr. Zero to watch this ship while he was gone. So Mysteriousman went to Port 1, since that's where the best shipwrights are, And then he asked one of the regular shipwrights if he could see Rob Lucci. And then he said that he'll get him. So Mysteriousman waited for 5 minutes. And then Rob Lucci came. When they walked to Mysteriousman started whispering about if he wanted to join his guild and his plans. And then Rob Lucci said he'll join on one condition, and that condition was defeating the Straw Hat Pirates and helping them take away Nico Robin to impale them. Mysteriousman evilly smiled and then said, "Of course I'll help you, and I'll meet you out in this lobby." And then Rob Lucci said, "See you there." So Mysteriousman went to the ship and told Mr. Zero the news. So then they sailed to a nest lobby where it was hard to get in, but Mysteriousman had an idea. He then transformed the pirate ship into a marine ship, enabling them to get into a nest lobby. When they arrived at a nest lobby, they transformed their marine ship back into a pirate ship, and then they had to wait several days. While they were waiting, Mysteriousman said that this is the best time to train together. And Mr. Zero said that I couldn't agree more. And so they trained, and before Rob Lucci came to Annette's lobby, Mysteriousman decided to hide the pirate ship just in case they were to get in some kind of trouble. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me again. When Rob Lucci came, and the Mysteriousman showed up right beside him, and then he said, "Could I bring Mr. Zero along to help out?" And then Rob Lucci said, "No, you can't, because he's got a body on his head, unlike you." And then Mysteriousman said, "I understand. I'll go tell him that now, and I'll be back in a jiffy." And then Mysteriousman told Mr. Zero to watch the ship and also tell them the news. Mr. Zero understood, and then Mysteriousman went back to Rob Lucci and told him the news. And then he nodded his head. Now, it didn't take long, but the Straw Hat Pirates arrived immediately after CP9 did, but a little afterwards. And then Rob Lucci said to wait until they came to Annette's tower, and Mysteriousman agreed to that. So when they did finally came to Annette's tower, Mysteriousman said to Rob Lucci that I better fight Monkey D. Luffy. And Rob Lucci asked why, and this Mysteriousman said, "Because you'll be defeated in battle." And then Rob Lucci said, "Do you disbelieve in my power?" And then Mysteriousman said, "I do not disbelieve in your power. It's just that it would be better if you were alive than dead. Am I correct?" And then Rob Lucci said, "Of course it's better to be alive, but how do you know this?" And then Mysteriousman said, "Because I can see the future." And then Rob Lucci gazed at amazement that he could do that. And then said, "You can have Monkey D. Luffy." And then Mysteriousman evilly smiled and said, "You won't regret this." So Mysteriousman had to follow Chief Spandam and Rob Lucci to get to the place he was going to fight Monkey D. Luffy. Excuse me for a second. So, as they were going to the gates of justice, Chief Spandam asked Mysteriousman who he was and where he came from. Then Mysteriousman told him the news, and Chief Spandam acted scared for 5 seconds, and then continues on the path to the gates of justice. Mysteriousman finally reached the place where he was going to fight Luffy, and then he said to Rob Lucci, "Good luck with the rest of the mission, and I'll meet you afterwards." And then Rob Lucci said, "Thanks." When Luffy came, Mysteriousman said with an evil smile, "We meet again, Straw Hat." And then Luffy has a brief flashback of Alabasta and Mysteriousman being there. So Luffy immediately tries to punch Mysteriousman, and then he says, "Are you sure you want to fight me?" And then Luffy says, "Of course I do, idiot." And this Mysteriousman said, "Fine, but I'm going to leave you with little health left." And then the battle starts. Amazed by his efforts, Luffy didn't win the fight, but he is still alive, barely. And then Mysteriousman said, "I told you, didn't I? But I digress. I didn't want you to fight Rob Lucci anyways, and now I'll be taking my leave. Maybe we'll meet again someday, Straw Hat. Well then, cheerio." Mysteriousman then teleported back to Rob Lucci and then said, "Finished?" Oh, then Lucci said, "Finished?" And then Mysteriousman said, "Yes, he wasn't much of a problem." After the Marines took Nico Robin, Rob Lucci said, "Where to next?" And then Mysteriousman said, "To a game called Lost Saga." The third officer of Death Riders is Death Knight, a boy that fell into darkness at the age of 3, and also went through night training, and was always in the top 2 fighters against his rival, the Iron Knight. He also didn't talk much, and was the least favorite among the top 2 fighters. He was then teleported through a time gate along with Iron Knight, and then he was introduced to Dev K, a short guy wearing nice clothes and also has an afro. While Death Knight was training in HQ, he saw a man with a top hat appear out of nowhere, but then he went back to his training. While Death Knight was training, Mysteriousman asked Death K if he could bring Death Knight with him. And then Death K said, "Fine, as long as you bring him back so other people can use him." And then Mysteriousman said, "I can't promise that he will." While Mysteriousman was still in Lost Saga, he decided to get his 4th officer, Dark Shaman. Dark Shaman also fell into darkness at the age of 3, but he had different training from mage school. So instead he went through mage training and was also the least favorite to talk to. And then he and the other mages got sent through a time gate and into Lost Saga. One day, while Dark Shaman was doing his rituals, he saw a man with a top hat appear out of nowhere, and then he went back to his rituals. Mysteriousman asked Death K again if he could borrow Dark Shaman, and Death K said, "You want to borrow another hero? Fine, as long as you bring him back." And then Mysteriousman said, "Thank you, Death K, for your service." Mysteriousman went back to the One Piece dimension and decided to get his second strategist, Captain Kuro. Captain Kuro was a butler for a girl for 3 years. And then he decided to attack the village and her for a fortune. And then Luffy came along to foil his plans. During the battle, the Mysteriousman showed up right behind Captain Kuro, and then he told Captain Kuro about his plans and if he wanted to join the Death Riders. And then Captain Kuro said, "Fine, but at least help me with defeating these brats." Excuse me. And then Mysteriousman said with an evil smile, "Of course." So they defeated the Straw Hat Pirates, even though they're still alive, barely. And then Captain Kuro said, "Where to next?" And then Mysteriousman said, "To London, England." Mysteriousman decided to get his third strategist here, and his name was Professor Moriarty. He was a professor at a college I don't know the name of, and he liked Sherlock Holmes' work, but just a little bit because he is his rival. After one of Professor Moriarty's classes, a man with a top hat came up to him and asked if he wanted to join the Death Riders and take over the world. And then Moriarty turned around and said, "Sounds like a brilliant idea, but who are you?" And then the man in the top hat evilly smiled and said, "I am Mysteriousman, the most powerful man in the universe." Then Professor Moriarty said, "Interesting to know that. So, where to next?" And then Mysteriousman said to the Spider-Man dimension. Mysteriousman decided to get his fourth and final strategist here, and his name is Mysterio, another villain of Spider-Man who actually uses brains over brawn any day, making him a tough villain. While Mysterio was practicing magic, a man with a top hat appeared, and then Mysterio quickly said, "Can I help you?" Hold on. Mysteriousman asked Mysterio if he wanted to join Death Riders and take over the world. Then Mysterio said, "I'll agree, but on one condition. Help me kill that wretched Spider-Man." Mysteriousman evilly smiled and then said, "Of course I'll help you." So when they found Spider-Man, they had an epic fight, but Mysterio and Mysteriousman won the fight, and Spider-Man was barely alive. And then Mysterio said, "Where to next?" And then Mysteriousman said, "To YouTube dimension." When Mysteriousman was in the YouTube dimension, he had a hard time looking for the person he needed. Then he saw a guy sitting on the floor that was named Fearfix. And then Mysteriousman came up to him and asked him, "What's wrong?" And then Fearfix said, "I'm in need of some money." The Mysteriousman said, "How about I offer you a hand of friendship?" Then Fearfix said, "I have a thirst for power." Then Mysteriousman said, "And which power do you choose?" Then Fearfix said, "Immortality." Then Mysteriousman chuckles. And then says, "Being immortal is like living life through eternity, even though that's the definition, and also I'm able to die." do you really want this? So, tune in next time to the last part of Mysteriousman's story. Cheerio.
Alright,